Good day, esteemed viewers, and welcome to another episode of your favorite TV program, Arts and Culture by U18mm. This is where we provide you with educative information on the diverse Nigerian cultures. I am your host, Austin Favor, and with me is my co-host, Ajiboye Patience.
Thank you so much, Favor, for that introduction. Dear viewers, as you all know, there are a lot of Nigerian culture which are underrepresented in the media landscape of our country. One of those culture is the Idoma culture, which is why we brought you an Idoma guest today, Mercy Ayimbe, an Idoma woman and a cultural enthusiast to educate and inform us about the Idoma culture today. So let's give a round of applause to our guest of the day.
Thank you for having me. My name once again is Miss Mercy Ayimbe from Benue State, and I'm Idoma by tribe. I'm a cultural enthusiast, 10 years experience, and yes, I'll be more than glad to enlighten you about my culture. So yes, this is a few things.
Thank you so much, Miss Mercy. It's nice knowing you. So can you give us the origin? Can you tell us the origin about the Idoma people?
So according to history, the Idoma people are the Mantu tribe who migrated from the Kwararafa kingdom to the north central part of Nigeria, of which we are today. We've settled over the years, and we've been identified as the Idoma tribe. So basically, we were once the Bantu migrants migrating from country to country, kingdom to kingdom, to find greener pastures, led by elders, leaders, and kings. And so our final bus stop was the north central part of Nigeria, which is, of course, today known as Benue State.
Right, thank you, Mercy, for that very educative origin. So, as an Idoma lady, what is the most religious belief of the Idoma people?
The beginning of time, we were more of the Aleku worshippers, where we worship spirits, celestial beings, and ancestral, spirits. So we were mostly the Aleku worshippers and believers. Not until the introduction of Christianity and Islam, which today are the two most dominant religious beliefs among Idoma people, even though we still have some of the believers of the Alekus, but due to modernization and enlightenment, we are now more of the Christians and Muslims than the Aleku believers.
All right, thank you, Mercy. Just like you said, you mentioned the Aleku religion.
Yes.
So what are the significance and the importance of the Aleku rituals, which I know is still being practiced till today? What are the significance of this practice?
The Aleku rituals is just a very important and sacred practice through which our people still engage in, because it signifies great respect and honor to our spirits and ancestors of our time. And we mostly engage in this annually just to pay respect to those spirits and those ancestors of which had made our stories and the events that had brought us thus far. So yes, definitely, Aleku festival is still a festival, though it's more than just a ritual, where most Idoma people, from different clans, we come together, we organize a feast, we celebrate music, tell it in folk stories, tell our children the stories of our forefathers. Then we'll also engage in rituals such as slaughtering of animals, mostly goats, rams, and what have you. Then we present also our harvest, mostly the yams, our farm products to the gods, to pay respect to our ancestors of the past.
Wow, thank you so much for that wonderful information. I actually never knew much about the Aleku festival. I always thought it was just an ordinary festival, but now from your information, thanks to you, I know that it's definitely more than that.
Yeah.
So what are the traditional marriage customs among the Idoma?
Well, as we all know, the Idoma people, we are more of a communal setting where family knows family, we are related in one certain kind of way, whether distant cousins, close cousins, uncles, aunties, ancestors. So it's more of a more familiarity kind of thing when it comes to marriage, where the man meets the woman shows interest in a family, and most times these families, these individuals, they have families that are very familiar with each other. So when they come with their interest, mostly the men are the ones who bring in the proposal. The man's family take it to them, to their own hearts, to pick an elder from that family to have a thorough examination on the women, to see maybe if they had generational curses, or maybe their family lineage engages with people who have bad records, bad blood, of what we call it, or possibly, people that might not really share the same interests as the family in terms of maybe history, beliefs, religion, and so on and so forth. So following the traditional idea of our marriage, we have this common belief that first the woman should be a virgin. The woman should be a virgin, and as a virgin, they'll go with this proposal after they might have seen that the woman's family is from a good starting point. They go further to ask if she's a virgin, and even though they profess that yes, she's a virgin, they take it upon themselves that the man and the woman engage in what we call intercourse, where they prove that the lady is a virgin. And once that happens, then obviously the man is betrothed to the woman, or the woman is betrothed to the man. Then they go further with the bride price. The father brings the bride price, states the bride price. Probably mostly it's about the crops and harvest, because we are naturally agriculturists in nature. We believe more in farming, so you bring harvest. Sometimes you bring money. It depends on what the father states, the price you must pay as the man. Then, following the traditional marriage, we don't really follow this idea of party jollof rice, varieties of other tribal food. No, our most recognized traditional food is the pounded yam and okuhu soup. That's just with bush meat. I'm not saying chicken. I'm not talking of ram. I'm not talking of goat. I'm talking of bush meat. Most times antelope, grass cutters, monitor lizards. So it's very, 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 very interesting. So mostly the girl's family will prepare that for the feast. We'll have elders. Mostly the elders are the men. They sit down, they bless.
And I'm sure it's going to be an amazing time.
An amazing time. The men will have themselves seated. Mostly the elders of the clan will come, will bless the marriage. The woman prepares with her own hands. You must be there. You must prepare the food. You prepare the food. You prepare the soup. You serve. Family will serve. The man will eat. Everybody will celebrate. But the man and the woman cannot meet each other during that time. Yes, you keep them, to keep themselves apart for a while.
So is that like a taboo? Is that
Yes,
a taboo?
it's like a taboo. Like for my own clan, the Ofoke people, that's what we practice. I can remember vividly my mother telling me that while on her traditional marriage, she single-handedly prepared her food. Nobody was involved. Her mother even didn't engage, and her mother, according to what she said, her mother was one of the best chefs around. But she engaged alone in her cooking. Then when it comes to the serving, her best friends, those were her chief bridesmaids, they engaged, they helped serve the food. The men eat, the elders eat, the mothers eat. Then they all celebrated that night, but without seeing the man, because they do not want that situation where.
So for the modern society, that's just like the bridal shower.
Exactly, that's the bridal shower. Yes.
Wow.
Then it continues to the next day, where the man now and his family will come together and have a feast again. Now the feast will still continue with that family, but yes, then we'll not introduce other aspects of, but that traditional bush meat
must be there.
It has to be there. If not, that is not an Idoma traditional wedding. Yes. So we wear our traditional attire, which is the black and the white, the horizontal design of black and white. The woman wears it, the man wears it in form of what we all know as agbada or babariga. They create it, they embroider it in, and they have the traditional marriage.
This has been very interesting, and while you were speaking, I made few observations on traditional marriage custom. So I have a few questions to ask you.
All right.
The first one is not trying to challenge the tradition, but don't you think it places some sort of pressure on the female gender, and like it plays a role, is be it significant or insignificant, it plays a role in promoting gender stereotype. Now, the first pressure is like, why you said when if the man has interest, right, they will pick the eldest to like scrutinize about the lady.
Exactly.
Why does it have to be the lady? Like, don't you think it places like so
not
much pressure
just the lady
on her
alone? The family of the lady as well will also take it upon themselves to know about the man's family. But I think, yes, you have a point there.
There is more importance placed on the woman.
Why so is because most times we have this belief that the woman's family is very important because she's the bearer of children. But still, the woman's family will take upon itself to have this thorough research on the man's family, because most times, like I said, it's either they are very familiar with each other. Either the father is a friend to the man's father or a friend to the man. They already know each other, but then it's just custom that you know more about like their generational causes, stories, family stories, and etc. Health challenges.
But will they also make research on whether the man and his family have generational
Exactly.
causes?
Yes, they will. They will. They have to.
I really want to taste the antelope meat from someone's traditional wedding.
All right, Mercy. Thank you for that really delicious description.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd like to ask you this question, which personally I really want to know, and I know our viewers out there too want to know. This black, red, and white, the Idoma color. Is there a particular significance attached to these colors?
Yes. The Idoma attire known as Uwe Kidoma. The white actually is mostly the judge. We mostly use the white or the black. And I think that actually signifies, peace. Peace among like the women. Women mostly wear the whites. The men mostly wear the singlet and stuff. But like the white judge is mostly signifying peace. The black and the red signifies like our identity. It is who we are. And the Bantu people were mostly wearing these black robes, red robes. So we kind of merged it together. And this, since we were in different clans, we came together, we merged everything to show that this is who we are. We're not just Idoma people, like we have the Idoma None, Idoma Akba, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, our fashion is the same. If you see an Idoma person, whether it's from Idoma None, it's still an Idoma woman or an Idoma man. Yes, there is unity. That just signifies that there's unity amongst us despite our clans. Then we also have the men. The men don't just tie the wrapper. We women, we tie the wrapper. We tie the hair tie, we put the judge. Most times it's the two wrappers, for the women. Then the men, mostly they will just put their agbada. Agbada, Yoruba, yes. I'm just trying to make you guys understand. If I should say the name now, most of you, like, we just say the Uwe Kidoma or Uwe Kidoma or Ekidoma, like all this, etc., etc. Then they wear the agbada. Embroidery to know that yes, this is an Idoma man. Yes, you put your cap. We have this our own Idoma cap. Yeah. We put mostly like it's red.
I think that Idoma cap should be like the most
exactly
popular.
Black and red. That's signifying respect. Like when an Idoma man walks with that, you know that yes, that's an Idoma man. Yes. So yes.
Now that you mentioned the fact that Idoma has different parts, I'm guessing the Ochi Idoma is for every part of Idoma. So he's like the ruler of every part of the Idoma, not just.
Yes, he's not just a ruler, but the overseer of everybody. Whether you are the village leader, the village elder. If you see an Ochidoma, you must lie down on the ground and worship. Wow. Like he's like, should I say, second in command of the Aleku people? Yes.
So he's like a king.
He's the king. Like he's the king of all. Whether you are from this clan or that clan, the Ochidoma is your Ochidoma. Okay. Like he's the king of all Idoma people.
So can you enlighten us on the roles and the significance and importance of the Ochidoma, every clan still has their king, but the Ochidoma is like the overseer of everything. So his own role there is to guide the elders. The elders, listen to him, advise him, and he's like a cover of our whole, culture. Like if you have a problem, say Ochidoma. Let's go to the Ochidoma. He's like the advisor, the leader, the dictator. Yeah. When I say dictator now, people be like, he just says that. No, he listens.
the Chidoma is actually a listener than a commander. And then during the Aleku festival, he's there to oversee that every single ritual is practiced, nothing is left out. And like when his presence is there, everybody will be like, okay, the Aleku spirits are at peace. You know, they are there and they are honored of the fact that yes, we are still respecting them despite they not them being present, but the Ochidoma and his people are there cheering for them, you know, and respecting them that yes, they are like really brought about the existence of the Idoma people. So he has a very strong command when it comes to royalty and governance.
I actually like the fact that regardless of modernization, the Idoma culture is still being practiced.
Exactly, it's still being practiced a lot. I think recently the Ochidoma, actually, my mother's father's great grandfather was related to him. Actually, like for our clan. So I think we just recently elected our own king. We also call him Ochidoma, but there's like a massive. There's also the overseer of
Like
them all,
king of
the
kings.
kings of kings, exactly. But we also have the kings and then we have the king of kings.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Miss Mercy.
Speaking of that pressure you were talking about just
Yeah.
now, Miss Mercy.
Yes.
Okay, let's say for example, this man and woman does the intimacy procedure before the marriage. What if even if she's a virgin, the man can still lose interest in her? What do you do at this point? Don't you think that's still putting too much pressure on the woman?
Yes, I agree with you actually. Starting from the beginning of time, the Aleku people had this ritual where if they find the man and the woman compatible, they put this ritual around them to be like, okay, we have tied you people together. You are now like husband and wife. But before that, we need to know if the woman is really keeping to her word that she's a virgin. And that's when they engage in this intercourse to see if she can conceive or if she's a virgin or not. But due to the introduction of Christianity and Islam, I think that aspect, my mom even told me that her parents told them that they are purely Christian. My father, being a Christian himself, said he was not going to engage in that kind of thing. So I think it's the Aleku believers that still practice such acts. But I'm just trying to emphasize that yes, this is still a practice in among the Idoma people where they engage in this virginity, but then there must be a ritual. There's something like a spiritual thing guiding the two of you. So if he loses interest, there's a consequence. And if the woman doesn't keep to her word and lies that she's a virgin when she's not, there is also a consequence. Yes, so it's more of a very
much
sacred
better.
thing. It's not just something that you just engage overnight. No. The elders are like your witness, and then the Aleku spirits are also your witness. So there's a spiritual something
Connection between them. All right.
Okay, so how do you know if the lady is a virgin?
And mostly we go with this common practice of the white bed sheets to see if there's blood stains. But then due to introduction of science, we know that
Exactly.
a woman's hymen is different. Some are born with or without their hymen. So you cannot really emphasize that a woman is virgin by just seeing blood stains on the bed sheet. So I think that also has a question mark to that. But tradition is tradition. That's what they follow and that's what they do.
Very true.
That's true.
Well, this has been interesting so far. I'm loving it.
Very.
And you've already introduced some of the traditional food, like the ikoho soup, right? Did I mention?
Okoho soup.
Oh, sorry, okoho soup.
Yes.
So can you tell us more about some traditional food? Which is your favorite and how is it prepared? So that maybe one day you.
Yes, I think my favorite is the okoho soup because of the meat in it, the tradition, the exotic meat. The monitor lizard actually is my favorite. I know all of you will be like, monitor lizard?
I've actually tasted that
Monitor
and it is
lizard?
really nice.
Exactly.
Really? I
You know,
haven't.
hunters, they are very skilled hunters. It's not just something you enter the bush and be like, oh my god, see
Yeah.
monitor lizard, let me catch it, because they are really, really fast. And if you get your hands on them, they will slap you with their tail. So like, they are skilled farmers who, they take it to their time. They hunt all these monitor lizards, even pythons, rock pythons.
Wow.
Yes, I have tasted it. I
Scary.
didn't even know it was a rock python until I ate it, licked all my 5 fingers. I was like, this fish is really delicious. My grandmother was like, which fish? This fish now. She was like, it's not fish, it's python. I almost threw up that
So
day.
you wouldn't have eaten it if you
But
knew.
I must say it was really delicious though. Wow. So I don't know. I want to post that we are the masters of exotic meats.
You will just be very careful. Like if you see the pot, you're like, yeah, this is not chicken, this is not goat. But anyway, the Monto lizard is my favorite, the okoro soup. And it's not just this kind of ingredient enter the market. I want to buy okoro soup ingredients. No. They will have farmers who go up to the tree, they pluck it, they bring it like stick form. Like they are really long, very elastic, bendy, flexible. So what we do is first of all we just get them, them, peel the soft side of the okoro. Then
So you're making the ingredients from scratch.
exactly it's from scratch. So we will just like peel it off. Then the hard part we throw it away. Like if you see it, I wish I had brought it here, but
I wish so
unfortunately,
too.
honestly. So we'll just get it, peel it, pound it, boil hot water. Pour the hot water in on the soft side of the stick. Then you can realize that it will be drawing. Do you know that this okoro soup, if care is not taken, in one slop you can swallow the whole soup.
Wow.
Like it's also with skills. You have to use a lot of skills to eat this traditional
skills
food.
to eat.
Exactly. So you squeeze it and
The way you're
everything.
describing this, I think I'll visit you soon.
I think so too. Like,
Exactly.
I can just picture
Yes,
everything.
So
as
you make
you're
your
saying
base, your whatever meat you want, grass cutter, monitor lizard, even your normal chicken, turkey, whatever.
But
you
it would be
put it on.
better with
that-
the bush
yeah.
meat.
Yes,
To have better
you have that
taste.
smokiness in
Yes.
it. Then you just add your ichanyi. Ichanyi is actually just egusi, like the raw egusi you squeeze with your strength, and it also involves a lot of strength. Like that's
The
why
women also cook this food because it
Yes.
sounds.
That's
Yeah,
why
it
you
sounds
see
tedious.
you see all these our women with our hands like something. You be like, yeah, these ones they are hitting the gym.
That means if you punch me like this, like
Ah.
a face.
So like you just use this ichanyi just because most times people prefer that ichanyi with the bush meat because if it tastes, I just wish that you should really have to try that.
Next
We
time
should
we're
follow
having
you
you,
home.
Exactly.
you must bring it.
I will not wait till next
So-
time. I'm following you home.
Exactly. So like you will make it with the base, and then when you are going to mix it, it's not just something you just pour inside because it's very very thick. So you have to mix it with your strength. Then you prepare it. You pound your yam, and the pounding it's not this poundo powder. They will just fling your food away. You must pound your yam, boil it, pound it, and make it fresh from scratch.
Wow.
So that is our
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Exactly.
You've made me really, really hungry.
Yes, and you can have
I'm
it.
salivating
You
right
can have
now.
it oilless. You can have it with oil, but I prefer the oilless one because of the pepper.
Red oil, I guess.
Yes, you must add the pepper.
Wow.
Thank you very much. So speaking of modernization, I'm glad I brought that up because that's where my next question is.
Okay.
So I know that the Idoma culture is still being practiced, but regardless, there are still challenges that the culture faces. So can you tell me some of the challenges?
Yes, I think one of the challenges that really pains my heart is when it comes to our fashion. Over the years, this normal wrapper, top, and all these our traditional ways are just being abandoned by our youngsters. Now we want these mini skirts, bomb shorts, crop tops, wigs, nails, etc., etc. And most of our elders are like, "What is happening? What is happening? Why are our girls now wearing all these?"
I think that
jeans,
has to be a
trousers?
challenge for
Exactly.
every culture.
So
in
yes,
this
so
country.
like they're trying to resist from it, but modernization is here to stay. And although during festivals we do show up with our traditional attire, but like those days, normally women would tie their wrappers.
An
Mustn't-
everyday
yes,
thing.
mustn't necessarily be the black and red, but it was just like a fashion for us. The top and the wrapper. The men mostly just have the wrapper around their waist, t-shirt or just the normal robe, etc. But since modernization is here to stay, I think that's one pressing challenge that I don't think can 100% eradicated. It's just here to stay. So I think instead of trying to resist against it, we should have a bit of hybridization where we say, yes, this is our attire, we will never let it go. Just like the Yoruba, the Igbo, we all have our attires, but then again, modernization is here to stay and the world is changing. The second challenge is about our language.
Most of our youth today don't really speak Idoma. They'll just tell you I'm Idoma. Okay. Well, like for example, now good morning, much they'll be like, good morning. That's just
Yeah,
it.
they don't respond.
They don't
in the
really
language.
respond in Idoma language. And most of them, we have this intercultural marriage, Idoma meets Yoruba, Idoma meets Igbira. So, we sort of on the way
Lose our language. Even the Idoma people who went to the city, they come back after 5 years, they can't even speak it.
I think it's
So
like
yes,
that
and
everywhere.
Yeah, actually.
yes, now art of writing, we're losing it gradually. Some people can't really. If you even give an Idoma person that can speak fluently in Idoma to read or write, she'll be like, no, so this speak, I can speak. I cannot write, I cannot communicate or write letters in Idoma. So I think that's one other pressing challenge. So yes, and then when it comes to agriculture, our art of farming, we have nomads, we farm a lot and everything. Now, I used to they just see farming as
Stress.
strenuous
Oh, I
thing.
start going to the bush
Yes,
when I
that's
can
why
just buy meat from
exactly that's why the
ShopRite.
modernization, the belief and pride of having lands where our youths will inherit. But now our youths are me, I want to jackpot. I'm out of this place. I want to jackpot and everything. I don't want to farm. I want to become a banker and everything. But we do not know that this agriculture actually we are the food basket of the nation, and everybody knows us for that exactly.
And the media also kind of plays a role in this
Exactly.
because in most Nollywood movies now, anybody that wants to succeed has to leave his village.
Yes,
And
everybody
it's
now.
very bad.
Yes.
It's showing that as long as you're in your village, you cannot succeed.
Exactly.
So it's subconsciously
And I
perpetuating that
do
ideology.
blame the government in a certain kind of way because we actually need this modernization to not just affect us in tradition but also in our agricultural practices. You cannot just expect a full-grown youth 25 years went to school, have seen the world, to come and start carrying his hoe and tilling the ground and everything.
They
It
need
should
to have
be
something to
technology,
combat.
exactly.
Technological.
And I think there were a lot of programs that were being held, projects and ideas that were being brought into really. But Nigeria, things they ate the money. We don't know where the money went. Maybe they won't tell us that the rock pythons came and swallowed the millions of naira and went away. So I think actually that's another challenge of our school, and then lack of quality schools, secondary schools, and everything. So yeah, that's another pressing issue. And then bad roads, lack of infrastructure. I think all for the past years that I've known my village, we've never smelt or seen light. We've never.
That's really bad.
Water, in terms of water supply, is stream. There's nothing like tap water, nothing like borehole. And we live on a rocky side. So I think the last time they wanted to create a borehole there, the rocks. That's why most time I'll go to the stream, and if you enter the stream, you will see a woman taking her bath, bathing
not
her baby,
clean.
washing her clothes. And then I go to fetch water to cook.
Drink.
You go to fetch water to drink. You go to fetch water to. So you can see there are a lot of challenges in terms of health, infrastructure, cultural preservation, education, etc. So I think Idoma people can testify to that this is one problem, or these are the problems that we are facing, and we want to accept modernization, but modernization should not pass through us, but we should pass through modernization so that we can also preserve our culture and also follow the world and grow and develop, because we are the food basket of the nation. If the food basket and it doesn't have food,
Then the nation won't have food.
youths are unemployed. They steal. Instead of stealing the ground, you are stealing what somebody sweat for because you just can't eat.
like I said, things are difficult, and our culture is facing a lot of challenges. Our elders who know this culture are fading away, and our youths are not ready to learn. Lack of employment, and then current, situation in Nigeria, insurgency, the Agatu headsmen attack, it's putting the whole situation now under duress and stress and everything. So like it's just up to the government now. We have a lot of, natural, sites, nature. We have life. We have rivers. We have, statues and arts. But due to this insurgency, we have civil unrest and what have you. It doesn't really attract tourists.
People
Bad
will not be
roads.
encouraged to
Exactly,
go.
bad roads. And then the media is not really helping. People are not representing all these minority groups perfectly. It's always Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. But what of other cultures like Idoma? So, the media, the government can help us. And this can actually generate revenue. Agriculture, in terms of agriculture, there should be technology, different ways of cultivating, mining, and what have you should be introduced. And then also culture, our arts and crafts. There are a lot of opportunities, pottery making, and all this calabash carving, and also we also have them. We should be able to empower youth to engage in all these skills acquisition rather than just going out to the country, to the city, and finding greener pasture. Because actually, it's not green on the other side. The grass isn't green on the other side.
Grass
you have
is
to
where you water
exactly.
it.
You have to water the grass. To cultivate it and attract people. Put your culture to the work because our culture is actually very rich. It's not just about wearing the black and red, or it's not just about speaking Idoma language. We have so many beliefs, so many arts, so many folk stories to tell, and this can actually generate revenue and help the country in general. So yes, this is what I have to say about culture.
Thank you so much, Miss Mercy. That has really been educative and informative.
Honestly.
For me, it has. I've learned a lot. I can't even say 10 things because there are way more than that. Thank you for being on the show, and I hope you respond to us when next
How do you say thank
we
you?
call you.
Okay, in Idoma we say Anya.
I am Miss Mercy.
Anya.
We are really grateful to have you here, and I feel you've blessed us with a lot of knowledge today.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, esteemed viewers, for staying with us till this very moment, and I hope you found this program as informative and educative as I did. And I hope you've learned a lot about the Idoma culture, from their food to their attire to the role and responsibility of the Ochidoma, to their Aleku festival, to the amazing dishes the Idoma people offer. And I hope you've also learned a lot about their challenges, and I hope the government helps us to do something about this. Also, we would like to plead with the Idoma youths to do their best as much as possible to uphold the culture, because they are the future of the Idoma people.
Exactly.
Thank you very much once again, esteemed viewers. Until we come your way next time, I am Ajiboye Patience, and
Austin Fable.
do have a good day.